I adopted my little sister after our parents passed away in a car accident, and my girlfriend wants me to put her back up for adoption so we can have our time again. Posted by you/Throra891489. I'm 24M, my sister is 8F, and my girlfriend is 23F. Last month, when my parents were driving back from my uncle's house outside the city, they encountered a moose on a remote road in the forest. My father, who was the driver, swerved at high speed and crashed into a tree. They both died at the scene. Because it wasn't a frequently used road, they were only discovered the next day by a passerby. My sister has been staying with my grandmother, whom I'm not a great fan of. She used to hit me when I was a kid, most of the time deservedly so, but also often unjustified. She said she doesn't want to adopt my sister, so the next option was me. I agreed to it without question. We are very close, and in the end, she's my family, and I love her to the ends of the earth. My sister moved in with my girlfriend and me 2 weeks ago. Obviously, she's deeply scarred by what happened to our parents. We were both very close to them, and they were great people. She still doesn't talk much, only to me and sometimes my girlfriend. We take her to therapy twice a week, and there have already been improvements, even in such a short time. Yesterday, after I stayed with my sister in her bed until she fell asleep, I went to my girlfriend's in my room. She said we needed to talk about the situation. She told me we haven't had much time for each other since my sister moved in. It's a fair point, we've only had sex once, and that was when my sister was away. Even then, I wasn't really into it. She suggested that I reconsider the adoption and maybe hand my sister over to my uncle and aunt. I refused. They're already busy as it is, my uncle isn't allowed to work because of a heart condition, and since he didn't work long before being diagnosed, his disability fund isn't very large. My aunt works at a retirement home, which obviously doesn't pay well. They're also paying for my cousin's university expenses while juggling the care of my younger cousin, who's only 5. My girlfriend is in her last year of university, so we don't have much money either. Luckily, I found a job after university in my field that pays well, but things have still been tough financially. However, I'll soon start receiving government funds for adopting my sister. My girlfriend said she isn't ready to become a mother and take on all the responsibilities of a parent, which I understand, it's tough. She also said it's been putting a big strain on our relationship, which is valid. Before, we'd come home from work and university and have the rest of the day to ourselves, but now we have to pick up my sister from school, drive her to therapy, and take care of her when she's home. She doesn't like to be alone. I told my girlfriend that while she makes valid points, none of that changes the fact that this is my sister. I can't just abandon her because it's difficult, it won't be easy, but I have to see it through. I added that she doesn't have to, which probably wasn't the right thing to say because it set her off. She asked me if I had to choose between my sister and her, who I would pick. I didn't answer, and we got into a bit of a verbal fight, after which I went to sleep on the couch. At that point, I kind of broke down from everything that's been going on lately. I should like to add that my girlfriend and I have been together for 9 years. She knew my parents, and they loved her. She also knows my sister from birth, and I just can't understand how she could make me choose between them. I love both of them, and I don't want to lose either of them. I think I need advice on what to do or say to my girlfriend because I'm at a loss. Relevant comments. Commenter. Pick your sister. Your sister has no choice in this, your girlfriend has the choice to stay or leave. Ops response. Don't worry about that, it's never even been an option in my head. While I love my girlfriend a lot, she was my first everything. If push comes to shove and she makes me choose, I already know who I will pick, and unfortunately, it won't be my girlfriend. What I do want to do is try my best to make this work with her and hope we can see eye to eye, but I suppose that's up to her. Op adds an edit to his post. I also want to add, because people seem to think that I suddenly took my sister without even talking to my girlfriend, that's not the case. We talked about it at length, and she said that we needed to get her to come home to us, no matter what. That's why I was really surprised by what she had to say. I'm taking my sister to therapy in a bit. After I get back home, my girlfriend and I will talk about all this. Thank you. Update 1 day later. Okay, so we ended up talking about it for a while, and this is how it went down. At first, my girlfriend apologized profusely for the other night. She said she acted like a spoiled little crap and that it wasn't acceptable at all. I told her that I still love her the same, even though what she said was hurtful, and that I understand it's a huge jump for her. I explained that she doesn't need to be a mother, just a friend or a big sister to my sister, and that I don't want to push any responsibilities on her. I also said that if she'd like, we could both take a break from each other to process this. She refused and said she had already processed it, admitting that what she said was a result of everything changing so quickly, but she doesn't want or need a break because she realized she was in the wrong. She said she regretted what she said almost immediately but thought the damage was done and that I would break up with her, which made her scared to approach me. Next, she told me that she didn't mean to make me choose between them and even said that if someone posed the question to her in the same situation, she would drop them. She was thankful that I withheld that decision until we had a chance to talk. She admitted that her feelings arose from feeling distanced from me and jealous that I was spending a lot of time with my sister while spending less time with her as a result. However, she understands why. It's necessary for me to take care of my sister while she's hurting, and she said she wishes to help me as much as she can and wants to support me through this as well. She admitted that for the past 13 years, I've been her everything, and for those 2 weeks, she thought she was losing me. It terrified her, but after talking with some of her close friends, she realized she wasn't losing me, just that something very important had come up in my life that required my attention, which was previously focused mostly on her. She said that she wants me to know I can depend on her when it comes to responsibility for my sister and that she will do her best to be good to her. I can see that, compared to yesterday or the day before, my girlfriend really tried with my sister today. She initiated conversations with her, helped her with homework, and assisted her in picking out some clothes before going to the therapist. It was as if I saw my girlfriend go from being a child to an adult in a single day. I also admitted some of my faults, such as unintentionally neglecting her over the past few weeks. I realized that can have an impact on a person, as well as not really giving her much of a say in whether my sister would come here to stay. We came up with a few things, namely that we must definitely go to therapy sooner rather than later. She suggested leaving my sister with my aunt and uncle for a few hours over the weekend while we go and sort that out, and also that we need to balance our time more efficiently so we can have at least a bit more time to reconnect with each other. Then she told me that she's sorry for not helping me grieve or finding time to do that, and that our fight was a wake-up call for her. She realized she hadn't been supportive enough of me through what happened recently and promised to do whatever she can to make up for overstepping. It was at this point that the entire month hit me like a train. I cried a lot while she hugged me, offering words of reassurance and comfort, allowing me to release what I had been holding on to this past month. This was my girlfriend as I knew her, a very caring person, and I really hope that what she showed 2 days ago wasn't her real face, as people are saying, but merely a reaction stemming from insecurity. I guess only time will tell. I think it was a positive step, and obviously, there's still a lot more to work through, but it's a step in the right direction. When I came back home with my sister, we all played cards, and I just felt like we were a family. It's a good feeling. As of the time I'm writing this, I've put my sister to sleep. Tonight, she didn't take long to fall asleep at all. She pretty much drifted off after a forehead kiss and some cuddling. I'm in the living room on the couch right now, my girlfriend is taking a shower, and we're planning to watch a movie together. Honestly, I'm thankful to everyone who gave me advice over the past few hours. I don't think I could have kept a level head as much as I did if so many people hadn't offered different points of view and sound advice. One thing I learned from this ordeal is that communication, especially in times of stress like this, is vital, and that before making important decisions, it's good to talk to your partner and see if they might have an explanation for what they did while also being ready for the worst. I went into the conversation with my girlfriend prepared to break up if her view hadn't changed because, like it or not, for the time being, my sister is a priority. I think that 2 days ago, my girlfriend didn't understand why and couldn't accept it, but after talking to her and explaining why I have to take care of my sister like this, she now understands and accepts it. Once again, thanks to everyone who offered advice. While this is a great community, I hope I'm never in a difficult position like this where I have to ask for advice, although, who knows what will happen. Second update 2 months later. Hey people, it's been a while since my original post, and I have some free time today with not much to do, so I figured I'd write this, why not? A lot has happened since my first post. In the end, my girlfriend, now ex, I guess, couldn't deal with the fact that I had a new priority. I admit I wasn't the best at managing time between the two of them, and I spent a lot more time with my sister than with my girlfriend, but I think that's understandable, maybe. In general, my girlfriend was on and off with my sister. One day, she would be the nicest person to her, and the next, she would completely blow her off and be borderline mean. I had a few talks with her about how that needed to stop, but it would only work for maybe the rest of the week, and then the next, it would be back to square one. About 3 weeks ago, it erupted into a big argument. She accused me of not loving her anymore and of playing favorites. I told her they're not my children for me to be playing favorites, and that, obviously, for some time, my sister was going to need a lot more attention, since, she lost her parents. In the end, she went back to her ultimatum, my sister or her. I was angry at that point because she had been mean to my sister that day, and I told her she could pack her crap and find a place to sleep that night. I haven't seen her since, and quite frankly, I don't really want to. We texted for a bit, basically both sides confirming it was over and arranging when she could come for the rest of her stuff. As for my sister, she's a lot better. She doesn't stay in her room all day anymore, and she's slowly going back to her talkative old self. She still doesn't like being alone, but that was the same before the accident, so since my girlfriend moved out, we've been sharing a bed for comfort. She still wakes up at night crying sometimes, so it's better when I'm there, and frankly, it's a lot more comfortable. One thing I really regret is that my sister heard the whole fight, and she started apologizing to me for breaking me and my girlfriend up. I assured her it's not her fault at all, and if anything, she helped me see my girlfriend for who she really was. She still goes to her therapist, and it's helped a ton. She doesn't need me to be there while she falls asleep, and she doesn't panic when I go to the shop for 15 minutes. All in all, these past 3 months have been the hardest time in my life, but they've been eye-opening to my ex's disregard for my family, and, in a way, for me too. Sorry for no happy ending, but I guess this is how real life is. Edit. I would love to thank everybody for their kind words individually, but with this amount, it's crazy. So I want to give everyone who gave me advice and kind words a huge thank you. You're all amazing. These numbers are overwhelming, and I can't even express in words how it feels that so many people care. It's really something else. Didn't expect that strangers on the internet could make me cry either, so once again, a huge thank you. Relevant comments. Commenter. I remember this from 2 months ago, and I gave you the following advice: pick your sister. Your sister has no choice in this, whereas your girlfriend has the choice to stay or leave. You agreed with me at the time, and I'm glad that you adopted your sister. As you can see, your now ex-girlfriend showed her true colors and left. I'm glad that your sister is doing better. Make sure your sister understands that it is your ex's fault, not hers. A girlfriend is easily replaceable. I wish you and your sister the best. Ops response. Yeah, I remember everyone telling me to dump her, and honestly, I probably would have been doing myself a favor there, but I was blind. Commenter 2. Damn, in that first update, I was impressed with the girlfriend's apology and thought she really did have a realizing she's an adult now and needs to act like it moment. Then, in the next update, she screwed it all up again and showed she couldn't handle being an empathetic and understanding adult for long. It's really amazing when someone can express that level of self-awareness, and it sucks so much when it turns out to be a load of crap.